Hello, my name is Michael Sandberg, and I wanted to take this chance to introduce myself to you because for this online class, I didn't want us just to only know each other through words on a screen. So I wanted to take this short little video just to introduce myself to you and talk about my approach to history and how much fun we can have this semester. So I've been teaching for 27 years, 10 years at the junior college. I have taught middle school. I currently teach high school as well. I have been a park ranger back in Boston in my younger days.
As you saw with the beach and the swamp, the tides kept part of the reinforcement up.
I like to travel when I can, and I have no shame, so I will take photos in all kinds of places and historical situations. So I have tried to cut grass the old-fashioned way in Detroit. I have cradled Elvis's original microphone in Memphis. I have stabbed gladiators at the Colosseum, eaten at a Japanese McDonald's, worn a World War I gas mask, taken my kids all over to places, whether it is Jamestown or the Statue of Liberty. I have tried to weave in Boston, posed for the bays in Vietnam, and even been a terracotta warrior at times. Now, in terms of historical content, yes, you can learn dates and facts, but that's really not why one wants to study history. Why you really want to study history is to be able to apply it to today. And so in addition to learning our weekly content, whether it's World War I or the discovery of the, quote, New World, or even discovery in quotes, I also want to give you some big frames so you can apply it to today. So we're going to learn about how to use economic principles to understand history, how to recognize the elements of mass hysteria when a society, freaks out and burns witches or goes after communists, and even understand the stages of a revolution. So you can see why they start off with liberty, equality, fraternity, and we end up with guillotines or a Chairman Mao. And so we will do lots of writing, lots of reading, thinking, hopefully having some conversations through our writings and possibly virtual things. A good way to just understand me and how I approach is to take a tour of my classroom. Now, before I show you some video, this room is not for the weak of attention span, but I always feel it's better to try to make history come alive as much as you can, rather than just make it a bunch of sterile, old past events. So I've accumulated lots of historical artifacts and posters and things so I can pull something off the shelf. And hopefully I'll be able to show you some of these through videos like this. Okay, so we'll start the tour in the front of the room, where you can see I've got a collection of some of my favorite sayings and posters. I like to have airplanes hanging from the ceiling. There's a Captain America shield that I made, being a comic book nerd. Street signs from famous places, whether it's Pennsylvania Avenue, Abbey Road. I like to have a collection of newspaper headlines, so when I'm talking about historical events, I can show different things. I'm currently teaching U.S. government, so we've got some Bill of Rights signs. You can see the Wright brothers airplane going by. There's a poster of the preamble to the U.S. Constitution on license plates. And again, more items hanging off the ceiling. This is one of my pride and joys. This is my custom-made hat rack of historical hats, Roman centurions, knight helmets, an old payphone I found at a flea market, which you can find all kinds of fun things. Then as we move across to the back counter, you have Renaissance statues on the bookshelf, models of tanks and other objects from World War II. SPQR, if you don't know, stands for Senate Populus Romanus. It was the Roman Empire's motto. Here are some of my modes of transportation, whether it's an engine, a steamboat, a Viking ship, a Roman ship, the 4 pages of the U.S. Constitution, a armored suit from a knight, because of course who doesn't want to have a suit of armor, then the wall of money with a sheet of $1 bills, coins, and then here is a bookshelf of different knickknacks that I like to keep. You have a set of slave shackles on the left. There is models of the White House, cotton pre the seeds coming out. And again, there is various currencies, some real, some fake. That's a shirt from the Tokyo Giants, the Yomiuri Giants. And this is my collection of funny t-shirts. Favorite is Black Death European Tour and Mickey Mouse. And then I have money from all kinds of different countries in between the various windows. All of that money happens to be real. Some of it is not in use anymore. And again, I'm a Star Wars fan, so you can see an X-Wing. There's a Death Star. I don't know if we saw that. And again, another section of money. If you look down towards the bottom, you can see the $50 billion bill from Zimbabwe. And then, of course, what room is complete without a wall of campaign buttons? So these go back to the 1950s, some replica ones from earlier. And since I'm currently teaching U.S. government in the high school, we have the Republicans and Democrats. There's a B-52 bomber, which we still use. And then we go back to the front of the room. So I hope you enjoyed the room tour, and that's really all for today. The first assignments have been posted on Canvas, and so just read those directions, and I look forward to hearing from all of you and getting to know your stories as we journey through the semester together. So thanks for listening.